Today I'm going to be discussing tiny luxuries. This is going to be my top 10 luxury products under $25. And this was a video created by Fleur de Force and Glam Life Guru. And last week I watched Natalie from Flower Bomb 31. She took their video and treated it like a tag and did her take on it. And I thought it was such a great idea. And I loved hearing about Natalie's product picks. And as she was doing it, I was starting to put together what items I would choose. And I think this is a great video concept because one, there's always times that we'd like to treat ourselves to something nice without dropping hundreds of dollars at Sephora. And then some of these products I'm going to share with you today I think would make great gifts for a girlfriend or your mom. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with one body care product. I love body oils, but they can tend to be pricey, so I'm excited to have found an affordable option. This one is from Leilani Skincare and it is called the Coconut Infusions. Organic tropical fragrances infused in pure unrefined coconut oil. And I had gotten a sample vial of this scent, which I had to ask her how to pronounce, and it is the Puakini Tuberose. Let me make sure. Puakini Tuberose. And when I first opened the vial and smelled it for the first time, I knew it was love. And even before I got down and completely used it up, I had already gone onto her Etsy site and ordered the full size. This scent is just beautiful, very floral and warm, and I believe she said that the Puakini flower is the flower that they use in leis in Hawaii. So it is a beautiful fragrance. You can put this in your bath water to help moisturize your skin and just make it very fragrant. I like to apply it after I get out of the shower, so I'm getting all that moisture from the coconut oil, and then the scent lingers for so long. It completely through a workday it will last, and when I'm driving home I can lean down and smell my arm and I'll still get a faint whiff of it. So this, if you want to add a little luxury to your bath or after your shower, I think this is a beautiful product. I have fallen in love with a lot of natural brands this year, and a lot of them are more on the luxurious side, but one of my favorite is actually one of the most affordable, and that is Acure. And my Whole Foods has an Acure line where I've purchased stuff from there. Acure has sent me products, and then my friend Sarah Nicole recommended a product I did not own, and my Whole Foods didn't have it, so I ended up having to order it from Spirit Beauty Lounge, and that is their brightening facial scrub. And this one uses sea kelp and cocoa powder to exfoliate the skin, and then it has French green clay, which helps to clear out pores. And the first time I used this, my skin felt so soft, and I've been using it maybe 2 times a week, and it really does help to create a very smooth canvas. So on days when I'm going to be using my Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation, that's the one that kind of clings to any flakes on my skin, I try to use this exfoliator, and that really helps to smooth out my skin. And I think this is a beautiful product. The texture is really nice, and I think it's only $14.99, but it feels like a much more expensive product. When I think of very high-end luxurious skincare, my mind usually runs to the Clarisonic, and unfortunately I don't have a coupon code to get a Clarisonic for $24, but I do have an alternative, and that is a cognac sponge. And if you haven't seen these before, they are hard when dry, but once you run them underneath warm water, they expand and become very cushiony. And I like to use mine, once it's cushiony, I will apply my cleanser directly to the sponge, and then I will use it in circular motions all around my face. And it helps that cleanser be a little bit more exfoliating. So if you've wanted to try the Clarisonic and just didn't want to spend the money on it, I think this is a great option. This is also a good alternative if maybe you've tried the Clarisonic and found it too harsh on your sensitive skin. While this is exfoliating, it's a much softer exfoliation than with the Clarisonic. And One Love Organics has a few different types of this sponge. The one I had before was just their normal skin one. This is a charcoal one, which is supposed to be better for problematic acne-prone skin. It's supposed to be a little bit of a deeper clean. So I think these sponges are a nice way of adding a little bit of exfoliation, but they're only $10 and they will last for about 3 months depending on how well you take care of it. One of my favorite product finds this year has been the Well People Expressionist Bio Extreme Mascara. And if you remember, this was the mascara that I won through a Pinterest contest, and that has been about 3.5 months ago, and I have already purchased a second tube of this. This mascara was one that I liked the first day that I applied it, and it has only gotten better as it's dried out. It gives a lot of length. It really fans out and separates my lashes, and as it's gotten a little drier, it really does a great job at volumizing. And I think it's roughly $23.50, and I bought mine off of EcoDiva. This next item is a very recent purchase, so it might be a little bit premature putting it into this video, but it is an Hourglass product you can get for under $25, so I thought it was at least worth the mention. It is their new 1.5 millimeter mechanical gel liner. So it's a gel liner that's put into a pencil form, and you just click up the bottom and the product comes out on top, and it is incredibly tiny, which makes it perfect for smudging in between the lashes. I don't wear a lot of liner on my waterline, but I love to make my lashes look a little bit fuller if I'm going for that no makeup look and I don't want to look like I'm wearing liner. I will just take this underneath my lashes and gently smudge it in, and it makes my lashes look a lot fuller when I go to apply the mascara. I also like to use this when I've done a liquid liner just to fill in any gaps. This product goes on so easily because it is a gel liner, and then it also goes on with a lot of color, so you don't have to go over the same spot twice. So I'm really liking it. My only concern is that it's not gonna last very long, and maybe that's why it's only $16. When I ordered it off of Sephora, it said it was good for 20 uses. So I don't know if that means 20 clicks or 20 complete uses. So I will let you know and report back on how long it takes me to use up and if I'm gonna purchase it again. Moving into lips, which is my personal favorite category, as well as the category where I think it's the easiest to try luxury products for under $25. The first thing I have is the Sarah Happ Lip Scrub in the scent Brown Sugar. And this sets itself apart from other lip scrubs because of the texture. It is so beautiful, and it does a really great job at exfoliating the lips and leaving them feel moisturized. I also think the packaging is just adorable. It comes in a little box with a bow, so this is one I think would just make a beautiful gift. This is one I would like to receive. And then probably my favorite thing about it is the scent. When I open up this little jar, it transports me back to family vacations, and no matter how hard my mom tried with t-shirts and reapplying SPF, by the end of a beach vacation, I was always burned. So on the last day, my dad would take my other sisters out to the beach, and my mom and I would go and we would eat at this little sandwich place, and they had a couple little shops, and one of the shops, when you walked in, it was just full of coffee and candles, and they had stuffed animals and little knickknacks, and that gift shop smelled exactly like this lip scrub. So every time I open it, I'm reminded of that, which is a nice memory. Another lip product that I love and I think is well worth the money is actually one of the longest standing favorites I have on my channel. This I talked about in one of my first videos, and it is the Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment. And I have tried these in a lot of the different shades. My personal is Rose, but just recently my other friend Sarah was wearing Tulip and talking about how much she liked it. And then I saw Essie Button wear it in a video, and it just looked like such a pretty, cheerful pink. This is what I'm wearing right now, and I love how moisturizing these are. And I also like that you can layer the product to build up the pigmentation. So those are just fantastic. And then I wanted to include one lipstick, and I have a lot of gorgeous lipsticks that are under $25, but I chose the new Bite Beauty Matte Lip Crayons. And the one I have here is in Glacé, which is a brownish rosy mauve color. And these go on and they actually make your lips look better, which I don't find to be always the case with matte lipsticks. They're not too drying, they don't accentuate lines and any imperfections in the lips. They just make your lips look beautiful, matte, and very healthy. And I think this color is gorgeous as I'm starting to think about fall and moving into that area. There are, at the time I'm filming this, there are 5 shades of this at Sephora, but I think they're really soon going to be releasing 5 more. And I think I'll probably end up getting another maybe deeper fall shade. I could not have filmed this video without including at least one Butter London nail polish. And if you have even glanced at my Instagram, you know that I have a lot of these polishes. Butter London is my favorite high-end nail polish, and the one I brought down is in West End Wonderland. And this is a full coverage gold glitter with some copper glitter tossed in, so it's very multi-dimensional. And I normally use this on just accent nails, or if I'm trying to get creative with very basic nail art, I will use this shade. But since we were talking about luxury today, I went all out and painted each one of my nails with this color. And then my last favorite for luxury products under $25 is a really nice hand cream. And I have a few that I could have showed you, but I'm always looking for a good one with SPF, and the one I'm currently using is from Supergoop, and this is the Forever Young hand cream with sea buckthorn. It's SPF 40, so this is a chemical sunscreen, but it also has some very nourishing ingredients like that sea buckthorn that are going to give a lot of moisture to your hands. So since I have a fairly long commute, my hands are up on the steering wheel a lot and they're being exposed to the sunlight, so I love having a sunscreen to help protect that area. And then the texture of this is really nice. It's luxurious and it's moisturizing, but it sinks in quickly, so I'm not getting any greasiness on my car. So those are my top 10 luxury products under $25, and this was such a fun video to film, and I hope it was helpful to you. I'm gonna tag a couple people who I think will have really good product picks for this. The first is Gem or Jerica, Essie Button, Mrs. Lola Lynn, Kristen Game, and Pretty Shiny Sparkly. I will have all of their channels listed down below, and if you make videos, I think you should do this too. And if you want to leave a comment on the one product you think has just exceptional quality but is under $25, I would love to read those. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.